Hey, hello everybody. I want to thank you guys for taking a few moments to listen, and I want to talk today about filters. Showing up with either no filter or the wrong size filter, and you need to make one. You need to get one from somewhere. So you either go to the supply house and get a filter, or you manufacture one. So what we're going to do today is we're going to manufacture one or two, and we'll go through that. I want to thank Austin for his contribution today. So, if you've got a way to cut and the filters, you can make what you need. You get up on the roof and you don't have it. Well, it's a pretty simple process. All you got to do is take two filters, put them together. Take one filter, cut it to whatever size you need. This is a 30 by 30, and you need to make it a 20 by 30. Whatever it is that you need to make, you can do it with an oversized filter and a pair of shears, or two undersized filters that you put together. So to cut a filter, it's pretty simple. It's paper, and you can just mark it out, measure it out, however you want to get to your dimension that you need, and cut it. So it's not very difficult to cut these. I have found that if I cut the paper first in the line that I want, the paper cuts a whole lot easier and a little bit straighter. So all we're going to do in this instance is I'm going to cut down a 20 by 25 to a 20 by 24. And that's another thing, guys. If you show up and your 20 by 25 fits where a 20 by 24 is being called for, put it in there. However, if you got to cram it in there, fold it, bend it, that's not a good idea. But you now have the right size filter. It's been cut, and so the paper end is open. You theoretically can get away with that. But you've just got the piece that you cut off, whether you cut it off in the width or the length. Well, all you really got to do is peel out whatever filter media is in there in order to give it the cap enough room to fit over. And you have now manufactured the filter size that you needed without going to the supply house and without leaving your client in a lurch. Just that simple. You can go a step further. You can tape it. You can wrap it all the way around. You can just do the end. However you want to do it, and that will be secured on there. And voila, you've now manufactured what you need on the site without having to go to the supply house and without having your client do without. Simple, but this will save you in a lurch. Another thing I'd like to talk about, guys, is if you need to make it larger. In this instance, we got a 25 by 25, and this is just for a 20 by 25, and this is just for an example. Okay, so you can take two filters and put them together. Same way. All you got to do is take your tape and tape it together. And you are now ready to go with a bigger size filter than you had in your van. If you get up to a high-rise building and you're up in the ceiling and you come up to a air handler, and some of those, you're already crawling around in a ceiling and it's hot, it's dirty, it's dark, and the rack is not really accessible. So I have done this. I've taken my filters and slide them into the rack one by one. But if you really want to be nice to the next guy, which might be you, tape these together, and when they slide in, they're going to slide out together instead of you reaching in to a space that you can't reach into to try to pull out that filter that's all the way in the back of that air handler. Just a tip, you know, some guys will do it and some guys won't. Getting your filters up on the roof. If you have a slip knot, it's pretty effective. Works great. Slip knot is super simple to tie. It goes around your filters, goes around your box, you cinch it up, and up the roof you go. If you can't do that, for whatever reason, get you a hook. You can put the hook on the end of your rope with any kind of a simple knot, and that will now allow you to pull things up and down off of that roof. It will also allow you to make a loose slip knot by hooking it back to itself. And now you've created a slip knot. The bad thing about this, in my opinion, is that it's loose, and a box especially will want to slip around inside of this manufactured knot. That's just too loose. Whereas if you actually tie a real slip knot, once that is cinched around your filters or your box, it's not going to have that big loop like the hook does. Anyway, I hope this helped you guys. It's super easy to make a filter. Cut it down, add to it. Hope it helps you in the future. Thanks again for listening, guys.